Unfortunately, Chicago is run by idiots. All right. So if you're a conservative or libertarian, Trump supporter, hey, go ahead, grab some popcorn. You're about to hear how dumb my politicians are. So for anyone who thinks that Chicago is like a liberal or progressive or communist or socialist, Leninist, Marxist bastion, you're gravely mistaken. You're so wrong. Okay? It is a neoliberal corporatist nightmare that is run by a machine that really doesn't care if you are actually a Democrat. If the machine approves you, hey, okay, what? You're non-affiliate or you're a Republican? Buddy, but you'll play by the rules. You want to make some money? Here, put this D in front of you. There you go. All right. And nobody cares. Because it's all part of the plan. To quote the Joker, it's all part of the plan. Why so serious? Because what's happening here? Now, as we all know, the DNC convention's coming here to Chicago, right? Mayor Brandon Johnson is really happy about that. But as we all know, Mayor Brandon Johnson now has to make a progressive case for spending billions. Infrastructure, clean water, our schools, community centers, investing into downtown Chicago. I was recently in downtown Chicago, driving down State Streets and Michigan Avenue. I got to tell you, folks, I've never seen so many abandoned before. State Street back in the day was a hustling and a bustling. Michigan Avenue, too. And yes, to be fair, people are out, but I haven't seen this many closed businesses. Free real estate. But Mayor Brandon Johnson has to make a progressive case for spending billions on the new Bear Stadium. Making a dump so big, you'd think a bear was in the building. Well, here. All right, Mayor Brandon Johnson. Make your case. What about our schools? What about our communities? Oh, the answer is no.
You have a host of progressive priorities in the capital, such as more education and migrant funding. How are you going to make a progressive case for a publicly funded sports stadium?
Well, because of the public benefit. Again.
All that billions of dollars. Not only is our government wasting billions of dollars on war and bailing out banks, but we got our local governments wasting billions of dollars on a new Bear Stadium. Hey, how about this? The Bears can get a new stadium when they win the frickin' Super Bowl. All these sports stadiums getting billions of dollars? What about I don't know, controversial statement. What about investing into the people? I don't know. Maybe that's a bridge too far.
And the best way to grow our economy really requires partnerships with public and private entities. That's exactly what this does. We're investing in people. Look, these pictures are miraculous.
He's talking about the design of the new stadium and how great it is. But remember, there's always a football season. When football season's up, any kind of adjacent business around that area, they lose that revenue.
We're talking about thousands of lives that will benefit from this investment. The fact that we have not just a storied history with this franchise, but with the McCaskey family.
A franchise that threatened to leave the city. First of all, this goes for all the sports teams, all right? And this goes for nationwide. When you have a city in front of your team's name, the whoever so-and-so, right? All right? You're representing that city. When I hear teams wanting to leave a city because, it's just no good, you never cared. The owners never cared. Stadium, when you make these threats, again, it's like an abusive spouse. I'm going to leave. If I leave you, you'll have nothing. The Bears want to go, let them go. Screw them.
With Kevin Warren's leadership, with the entire Bears organization, my administration, we know that the sooner we can put shovels in the ground and put people to work, that is our surest way to secure a better, stronger, safer Chicago. And it benefits the entire region. We're talking about $8 billion of economic vibrancy as a result of this investment. The time is now for that. Think about how long people have been waiting for investments like this. You know, we had a $1.25 billion bonds deal, the largest bonds deal in the history of Chicago. We have one of the greatest private investments that's being laid out today. Like we're in the midst of making history for the people of Chicago. It's an exciting time to not just be a Bears fan. It's an exciting time to be a Chicagoan.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You're not making a case, but hold on, folks. It gets better. It gets better. Why would the largest landowners in Arlington Heights, Illinois, the Chicago Bears, want to rent instead of owning a stadium? My guess is because Chicago mayor is willing to give them everything they want. Because they want to rent. They want to be cheapskates. That line from Casino for movie night, we're going to watch that movie, okay? Not yet. I'll save that for something special down the road, right? But some of these rich people are the cheapest people you'll ever meet. I mean, they want to cut corners on everything. They want to rent. They don't want to own because they don't take any pride in what they have. Because, if they rent, you know what they could say? Oh, I don't like this stadium, even though I took a sloppy dump in it. Here, why don't you keep it? Stupid mayor, stupid politicians.
Hi, Kevin. Chris Plasek from the Daily Herald. Maybe a question for you, but maybe George as well, because I remember seeing a very similar presentation for Arlington Park at Hersey High School. George was there. Ted Phillips was there. So maybe a question for you. Your organizational philosophy is
Peter version 1. I agree. Let the owner of Chicago Bears pay for it. No one else. Exactly.
you come into this job now a year in. Why would the Bears want to be renters for a publicly owned stadium versus landowners of their own property in the suburbs where they'd have all those ancillary revenue streams?
I mean, one of the words I would maybe look at it a little bit different.
Laid 4D says it's all about the money, Kit. We need Circus Maximus while Rome burns. Yes, bread and wine, bread and circuses. Go, my fellow Romans, to the Colosseum. Watch the gladiatorial games. Watch the chariot races. Go ahead. No need to worry about it. Disregard any nightmare situations that are taking place. Pay no attention to the nightmare. Everything's fine.
Is renters. I feel strongly about the power, the substance of a public-private partnership. And I believe in Mayor Johnson. I believe in his staff. I believe in his vision. I believe in this city. And so I don't look at it as being a renter. I look at it as being able to develop a relationship that 1 + 1 = 100 instead of 3 for us to.
You heard that. 1 + 1 = 100 instead of a 3. This is how I'm ruling my city. I'm ever fearful that my city is really on its way down for a decline. And look, I love Chicago. Okay, my family's been living here for generations. From my great grandfather was born in the city. My grandfather was born in the city. My mother, my uncle, my aunt, born in the city. Myself, my brother, born in the city. All right. It's many generations deep in the city. And I fear that it's on its end. We're at the end game of it. And I want to be wrong. When I hear idiots like this talk,
I look at it as being able to develop a relationship that 1 + 1 = 100 instead of 3 for us to be able to come together. And I just feel strongly about it. If you look at my history and my career, people ask that same question in Minnesota. Why would you want to be a renter in Minnesota? And as George opened up within his comments, it has turned out still rated the best stadium in the National Football League almost 8 years later. And it's turned out to be a win-win-win situation in Minnesota. We paid off the debt 23 years early. And so it's just one of those ones. I don't ever want to say, trust me, but it's one of those ones that we don't look at it in a derogatory manner of quote unquote being a renter. We look at it as being a good partner with each other. And that's why we're here today.
All right, last question.
Hi, Mr. Warren. Mitch Armentrout from the Sun-Times. The team has had a sometimes tortured relationship with the city when it comes to its lease agreements. Yeah.
And the team also hasn't really represented the city well. The ownership, everything. I sometimes like to make fun of the Cubs, right? Especially when they had that curse. But Jesus Christ, Bears, you really are embarrassing us. Same thing for the ownership. You know, I think you want a new stadium. You want a new stadium, Bears. You want a new place to work. Win the Super Bowl 5 times in a row. Do it. All right. Show us that you're worthy of it. Because right now, I ain't seeing shite.
With the park district, what sort of terms would you be looking for from the city? And I'm also curious why the Michael Reese Hospital site didn't work for you.
Yeah, thank you for asking that question. The terms we'd be looking for is terms that you would do with a partner. We just want to be fair with each other. And I'm confident with Mayor Johnson and the leadership at the city of Chicago that they're fair people, they're talented business people, and we would be able to work out fair.
They're talented business people. They haven't done nothing for the people. All right. I mean, what have they done that is so magnificent? They want a new stadium and they want to give up the classic Soldier Field. All right, fine. You want to leave? Go ahead and leave. You want out of the city? Fine. We'll create a whole new football team. I don't know. We'll call it the Chicago Lead Poisoning. That was mean and funny at the same time.
Fair terms, because that's the only way that a public-private partnership truly is able to thrive, is by being fair with each other. I'm glad you asked a question about Michael Reese property. When we started going down this road, when we had difficulty getting the tax situation squared in Arlington Heights, our team looked at 10 to 12 sites here in Chicago. Michael Reese obviously being one of them.
By the way, Dr. Nick, yeah, you're absolutely right. How can I forget this? My own team, my team that I carry in my heart, the White Sox, want their own stadium too. First of all, it hurts me to say this to my favorite team, but you don't deserve that stadium either, okay? Why not build roots in your own territory? You should be happy with what you got. But instead, no, you got these billionaires who want that free government check. I mean, it's honestly, these billionaires, you know, gone are the days of them really just saying, oh, I got this new idea. But they're not that. That mythos of this billionaire coming up with billions of new ideas to become richer and richer. No, what they're doing is just bleeding the government dry. City government, state government, federal government, pay for this, pay for that. I'm renting it. I don't want to pay for anything. Either you win your championships, you win them 10 times, 20 times in a row, or you don't get nothing.
I was passionate about Michael Reese site. One, because the history and the tradition with Brownsville and all the different things that it brings to the table.
Dr. Nick, I know. It really hurts to look at that too. It's either you show me that you care or not. But yeah, I know about this season already. It offends me. It offends me just how far they have fallen. It offends me.
Difficulty about that site, it is very narrow. So from an NFL stadium footprint standpoint, it's difficulty. It doesn't work. It's too narrow. The other thing is that it would require this to be built over an active railroad and train lines. There's certain rules and requirement that the majority of sports leagues, especially the National Football League, has in regards to building active stadiums over active trains lines, especially with a certain kind of 100-foot perimeter. So there's multiple items. It's a great piece of property. It's in a great area. It has incredibly historical significance. But just from a football standpoint, and for us to be able to deliver on the promises that we're making to the city of Chicago, hosting Final Fours and Super Bowls and college football playoffs and concerts, it would be incredibly challenging at this point in time to make that work.
Then make do with the current stadium. Don't give me this crap of we got to spend billions of dollars for a stadium that the city just cannot afford. Hey, Mayor Brandon Johnson, I see you in the background. How is this a progressive case? I got to tell you, not being petty here, but I'm going to actually have the gentleman who's going to be signing those petitions to get him to recall Mayor Brandon Johnson. He's going to be on our show next week. Mayor Brandon Johnson, make the progressive case for this again. What? That they're good people, that they're smart businessmen? Honestly, God, I don't know who's a bigger clown, Lightfoot or him. Well, the answer is both.
In addition to the fact that we understand that the marshaling yards that exist right now would have to be relocated in some other location.
You know what? I'm so enraged. I don't really know how to feel about that, any of this. But basically, I think I could sum it up with this right here. How do I feel about the Bears getting a new stadium? I oppose it. How much do I oppose it?
The face of all of that, and that's why I absolutely oppose every bit of it. Flies in the face of all of that, and that's why I absolutely oppose every bit of it. Flies in the face of all of that, and that's why I absolutely oppose every
bit of it.
Flies in the face of all of that, and that's why I absolutely oppose every bit of it.
She's my spirit animal. If she weren't for so much censorship. God damn it. The city's going under so badly. We are doomed. And I'm ever fearful for a future uncertain. But hey, the DNC convention's coming here to Chicago. Say it with me, folks. What could possibly go wrong?